Welcome back, California. Central Valley's real estate right here. Mr. Joseph Hebert, and I'm extremely sorry I pronounced his name wrong on the last segment, but I'm very excited because you know I love me some nonprofits. So Mr. Joseph Hebert, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. So you are in charge of the San Joaquin Political Academy. You had me at Academy. Tell us a little bit about this.
So I'm actually on the board of directors.
Okay.
There's a number of us on the board, and basically the Academy is an organization. We sponsor people who would like to run for office, public office, whether that be school district, mayor, council. And what we do is we actually teach them, our students, how to actually run a campaign and all the ins and outs of running for campaigns. It's a 6-week course, and it's 2 nights a week,
Okay.
Tuesdays and Thursdays for 6 weeks, and it's pretty intense. But it's geared for the individual who has an interest in politics, or the individual who wants to run for office, or somebody who just kind of sits on the sidelines and says, I just want to get involved and I don't know how. We all have those people who just we consider them political junkies, and those are people who actually come to the Academy as well.
You start them at a young age is extremely important, I think. That's awesome. So, how long have you guys been established or been in the Central Valley?
It's been around for quite some time. I've been affiliated with them for the last 4 years. I actually went through the class myself, and they asked me to be on the board after going through the class. And so one of the things, they want to interject some new life so we can get some more younger folks involved, and just get more advertisement so that they know they
smart
exist.
board of directors for pulling a handsome young gentleman such as yourself, huh?
Nice.
So you can get that younger audience, right? Awesome. So you must have an interest in politics then?
I was a political science major in college. I was majored in got a master's in public administration. I've been in business all my life, but politics has been my thing. The beauty of the Academy is for those folks who actually sit on the sidelines. We all know these people who say, they can tell you everything that happens on CNN, they can tell you everything that happens on these talk shows, but then when you ask them, well, who's the mayor in your town? I don't know. And this is actually geared for those people who, actually in this area, we actually really need people to get involved and get engaged. There's enough issues in this area that I think it's enough for everybody, but a lot of people don't know how to do it. They don't know what to do, and they're not even sure where they're at in there. And this will actually give you a good overview of the issues that are going on locally. We see all the national stuff, but really it all starts here at home.
And that's so cool, because how many times a week or month or day, in Fresno, do you hear buying local? Buying local is something that is imperative to our Central Valley in making it a better place. This is a media platform that's based on buying local. Now we have someone who's promoting at the political level, but local. And I think that's an amazing thing, because like you said, we're constantly involved on CNN or Fox. We know who's running for president, or Donald Trump, or who's in the Republican debate, but who's running for our school board, who's running for our mayor, our treasurer.
Yeah, I mean, this is a real estate show, and a lot of people want to move to desirable areas. Well, what makes an area desirable? It's affordable housing and good schools. Well, how do you make the area desirable? You have candidates who really want to make a difference and bring up the quality of life in those areas. And I think really, if you're a candidate, what you want to see is the whole valley desirable, not just the Northeast or the Northwest. We want to see every place desirable. So this is the opportunity to learn how to get involved in your community and make a difference.
Yeah, awesome. Now, how did you hear about them?
So I'll tell you, and that's part of the reason I'm on the board now, because there was an obscure advertisement in the Fresno Bee that says we're looking for students. Prior to that, I'd never even heard of the Academy, and so I sent in my application, and I was accepted. We do go through a vetting process. We screen our students, but it's really not that difficult. If you have a desire to just make a difference, that's the place. One of the places to start. There's several organizations in the area. There's Leadership Fresno. I think the mayor was doing a citizens thing for her, And even actually, I went through that, and one of the things she mentioned, she goes, she walks through City Hall when there's an issue, she sees the same faces over and over again, and whenever something comes up, and that's part of the reason she wants to get more citizens engaged in the community and the political process, and I think this is just another step in that.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I know a lot of people that are either majoring in political science in college or just want to get involved in general, but they end up going to mailing or supporting one of our big national Republican competitors. I think that's one of the most common ways that students get involved in these days. I like this avenue a lot better.
Yeah, this one actually, we walk our students through. One of the first classes that you get is branding. What do you stand for? Who are you?
Wow.
And they spend 2 nights on just branding. That's like almost 6 hours of branding. What is your core message? What are your core values? Then we go through. You go through a step of mock debates. We put forth an issue. We actually have partnered with some of the local TV stations, and some of the reporters from the TV stations have come in, and we've had mock interviews where you've actually are a politician and you've done something stupid. So how do you rectify that situation in the public? And it's
we're all over.
It's good
that.
training.
We're
It's
all
good
over
training.
that.
So
Wow.
it's you can't beat it. We talk about fundraising. One of the interesting classes that we do is the value of negative campaigning. I'm not a big fan of that, but you'll have people who come in and are big advocates for negative campaigning, and they'll tell you how it works and why it works. And so it's an interesting 6 weeks to go through, and it gives you a good
Just
breadth
that
of the
first
process.
step, branding yourself, asking who you are, what you stand for, that can do so much for you as just an individual, as a business, or even as a realtor.
Oh, absolutely. And if you watch some of the politicians, they'll ask them a question, but they might not answer the question, but they'll go back to their brand. So this is who I am. This is what I stand for. And you'll see that, and it's something that doesn't come innate. You
Yeah.
have to learn that, and
Yeah.
that comes through coaching and just having consultants work with you. But that's you got to stand for something. What do they say? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So you've got to always have your central message. So no matter what happens around you, what you learn in this class is that you can go back to that brand and stand on that. And that's really what we're sponsored by the Fresno Chamber, and so we represent small business, not big corporations, and we look for people who want to do that.
So you guys are sponsored by the chamber. Do you reach out to the public or the community or even businesses for any donations?
Yeah, we actually have. I'm the Fresno Board of Restaurant Association Board.
Wow.
Actually is one of our sponsors, and we do feed our students every night, so they donate meals. We have a big graduation ceremony where a lot of the local politicians show up. This is also a chance. A lot of our instructors are local political people. The mayor has come to our class. The police chief has come to our class and taught a session. So we get some of the council people who come, and it's actually a really, really interesting.
And you don't get that in any other area. You don't get that in San Diego. You don't get that in Vegas, and LA, and San Francisco, where someone local, the mayor.
Yeah, and you get a chance to ask questions. You're in a class of 5 to 10 people,
Yeah.
and you can ask pointed questions. So what do you think about this issue? What are you doing? And what are your plans? We've had in my class, actually, one of my classmates actually ran for Congress last year. One of the last in the last class, one of the participants we know for a fact is probably going to run for mayor in this next election. So it's a good stepping stone if you want to know how it works. You want to know how to raise money.
You're
You wanna
building
know-
Fresno's mayor in Fresno. What more
That's
can
it.
you, what more can you
That's
ask
it.
for? I heard you say earlier, every corner of the Central Valley, in order to have better housing prices, better buying, just a better real estate market in general, you need to make every corner of the Central Valley better. Like you said, how do you think that the San Joaquin Political Academy can do so, or is doing so?
I think we're getting people more engaged. I think just by advertising more and knowing that we exist, and I think that will be a spark and a catalyst to get people out there to come and understand the process, because you can't always work outside the system, but you got to know how the system works. When I came here, I moved here from Colorado.
Okay.
I was kicking and screaming. I did not want to move to Fresno. It was not. I knew Fresno very well, but it had this stigma. But after being here, it grew on me, and I like the place now. This is my home. And I think anywhere that's your home, you want to see better, and you want to change the landscape, and you want to make this, like I started off, as a desirable community for in every aspect, in every corner. And so
I think people overlook the fact that you even have the opportunity to do that here.
that's right.
A lot of places are so gridlocked, or so landlocked, or even so isolated that you can't even attempt or go out and rally enough caring community members to even make a difference or make some noise. You know?
And you can do that here. And,
Yeah.
and there's an interesting demographic, and what I've noticed is that a lot of people grow up here, and they leave, they go to the Bay Area, they go to LA, but they come back.
Right,
They
right.
come back, and there's a reason they come back. And, that's the thing. There must be something here
Right.
that's bringing them back.
There are, as I stated earlier, there are more nonprofits per capita in Fresno than any other city in California, and it's also cheaper to start a business here
That's right.
than a lot of places. When you have a market, we have
That's
an
right.
extremely fast-growing population, some cool demographics, and something I actually want to point out. So this is something I introduce every time when I point out diabetes problems on my health show. It's the Central Valley versus the rest of the state has a 14% college degree rate versus 28% statewide.
Mhm.
And something like this is the answer for that.
Mhm.
You're not only getting people to get out there and vote. How many people complain about things and they don't go out there and vote, but you're actually you're producing people to be involved in it.
Yeah, and you'll learn the mechanisms of how things work. How do you file for a candidacy? There are steps that you have to go through. How do you start to raise money? How do you start a campaign? Who do you call? I mean, those are things that we cover. And like I said, you've got to work, if you want to change things, you've got to work within the system that's before you. You can't change it from the outside, but on the inside you can.
Cool. Well, I'm actually doing an event tomorrow morning in Madera, California at Howard Elementary, so I can't wait to refer some of the political students from there.
Yeah, don't bring
I
them
would
down.
love to show them the website. Give us real quick your contact information. and your
You can just
website.
go
It's
to
up there on the screen.
SanJoaquinPoliticalAcademy.com, and there's an application there. There is a $500 fee.
Okay.
So it's something that we're looking for people who are serious. We
It's
do.
still cheaper than any college credit, than any.
This is a course that will change your life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's so cool. Very, very last thing, how can the community get involved or be part of San Joaquin Political Academy? Maybe if they don't want to be a student, if they want to help out, spread the word, even just be part of it. How can
Yeah,
they
if you know somebody who, we all know that one person, that guy or gal who, man, they're good. They have a lot to say. This would be the place to send them. And also, when we have classes, they're open to the public. We do those down at the Fresno Chamber. The public is invited to come and sit in and watch our watch our students go through the course. And it's very interesting. My wife came when I was going through it. She came a few times, and she was inspired. So it's a good thing.
It's free education, free knowledge, and you're being taught by someone who's passionate, cares about the subject versus just walking in to collect a paycheck. To some people, that might not mean anything, but to me, that's the definition of buying local and promoting what we're doing here on Central Valley Real Estate. So, Mr. Hebert,
All right.
I really appreciate you coming and joining us today. I really can't wait to hear what comes out of the future with San Joaquin Political Academy. Thank you again for stopping by today. Coming up next, 2 more guests. We got some landscaping, and we also have some mortgage information for you. So stay tuned, Central Valley Real Estate. Thank you.